Okay, just a quick review of these, which are they're basically earmuffs. ClearArmor. So on Amazon, these things get like amazing reviews, and the company itself is here in the U.S. The guy seems pleasant enough to deal with. So I bought a pair, and I thought they were pretty nice. So I bought 3 more pair. However, the 3 pair that came the second time, which were about 6 months later, and about a month and a half ago, are not the same as what I originally got. And the thing I noticed right off the bat is the foam is a lot harder, so it doesn't seal against your ear. It's not as soft a foam, so it doesn't make that seal. So, here's what I'm comparing it to. On the left is a pair of Harbor Freight, or as they like to call it, Western Safety. But that's Harbor Freight. They're like $2 with a coupon, or like $4 without. It's something like that. Don't yell at me if it's not exactly that. These are these, only out of the box. At first blush, they do look similar, and they are extremely similar. I have Magic Harbor Freight caliper, and if I go to measure some things, sorry for bouncing around with the camera, but it's quick measurements. We'll call that about 47. And pretty much the same. I'm not squeezing it down. Interesting thing, how much they're the same. Let's see if the camera will pick it up. There's a little M stamped on there. And there is a similar M stamped on here. So again, these are the 34 decibel rated ClearArmor. These are the Harbor Freight. They'll kind of protect your ears. So I can do a couple of measurements, like to where this one, where it starts to transition. So that little, I'm going from about there to there. Just about 27. And I'm going to do the same thing on the same spot on these. Whoop, about there. And I'm not really closing it up much. It's pretty darn similar. So these are pretty crappy. I keep them all over the place though, because they're better than nothing, and because I've already damaged my hearing a bit, so I try my best to always throw hearing protection on. But once I got the first pair of these, which are the ClearArmor ones, I was so happy with them that I said, hey, seeing as how they're good, I'm going to buy a bunch more. They're not cheap. They're cheaper than some other hearing protection. They're not dirt cheap. They're not Harbor Freight cheap, we'll say that. So the latest round, not so nice. Nobody's in a big rush to grab those, whereas the original pair, everybody tries to grab for them. The ones that everybody in my family will grab first are Peltors. And their Peltors, the blue cans, they're the cheapest of the Peltors, and they do a pretty good job, and they're comfortable. I could wear them all day long. The first pair of these were similar, not as good as the Peltors, but much cheaper. But these pairs are bad since they don't seal. So it's tough to show on here, but the rubber is, well, whatever that gasketing material is on there, is quite stiff, and it's warm here. If it's cold, this is like a rock. It's probably about 65 here now, 67 maybe Fahrenheit. So they're not that soft, so they don't make a good seal around your ear. So what you'll find is if you turn your head, you somehow open up the seal, and it makes an insane amount of noise then. Not an insane amount, but a good amount of noise. So here's about the only thing that I can say is different between these two, because you'd say, like, why even bother? Then just get a bunch of these, or splurge for the Peltors and get a bunch of those. Here's the only thing that's strangely different. It looks like the same kind of foam up here. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 little pillows, and here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So very, very, very similar. I'd be pretty confident made in the same place. Well, made in China like everything else. Here's the one weird thing, the band. So let's see if I can orient these so you can see the two. The band is obviously different. So that rib runs clear around to the metal supports on both sides. Whereas this one, a rib eventually starts. Let's see there. These, if they're like the original harder ones that had no insulation around here, they will break. It's the band that breaks. So this one, a rib that runs the whole length, and let's see if I can show it here. You notice how these are already rubbing on the can. So as much as I push it up, that's it. These, let's see, is it visible here? Tough to see here. There's just a little bit more room here than here. What that really translates to is these fit on my head. These, I have a big head, so they don't make it, they make it around my ears, but I feel this pressing against my head. Whereas these, there's just a little bit more headband there, and it's enough that they can somewhat comfortably sit on my head. So, long story short, if ClearArmor goes back to their original foam, I called the guy who brings these into the country, and I said, did you guys change the foam? And he says, yeah, we did. And I guess he's getting some, I'm going to guess, complaints. So maybe he's going to change it back. I'm hesitant to order another pair, only because I got a couple of these in the box that I don't really want. I'll reach out to him. Maybe he'll swap them out. But in a pinch, these work okay if you have a smaller head. If your head is smaller, these, I'd say at this point in the game, are equivalent to these. Oh, on the inside. Foam. On the inside. Foam. Sorry for the crappy camera. They are similar. They're extremely similar. And this would be my final takeaway for you. If you can't afford anything, go pick up a pair of these at Harbor Freight. They're definitely going to do something as opposed to nothing. As for these, unless something drastic changes, I'd say pay a little bit more and get the Peltors, just basic Peltor cans. Peltor makes great hearing protection. That's about it. Questions, comments, concerns, leave them below in the comments. Thanks.